All right, boys, Season of the Worthy is officially here, and with it comes the new Seasonal Artifact. I'm going to be showing you all the new Seasonal Artifact mods, all the new ones, all the old ones, everything you need to know, explaining them, like I just said, everything you need to know. So let's go ahead and hop right on into the artifact. But first, if you're new, okay, and only if you enjoy the videos, then be sure to subscribe. Also, tonight I'm going to be live over on twitch.tv/myfi__ at the end playing the new season. So if you want to come out, ask some questions, I'll tell you everything you need to know. So let's go ahead and hop right on into this artifact. It's called Warmind something. I have no idea how to pronounce that last word. I have no clue. So if you want to tell me how to pronounce it in the comment section, by all means, please. So I actually have upgraded it a little bit. Just popped a few bounties that I had sitting waiting for the new season. So first up, our first column, we got our anti-barrier rounds, our unstoppable rounds, and our overload rounds. So first one, we have anti-barrier SMG. We just got a little weekly clan engram right there. That's nice. And this is just going to grant SMGs the ability to bypass combatant defenses, strong against barrier champions. Next up, and this is a new one, we have anti-barrier sidearm. This is great, especially for everyone out there that was lucky enough to get their hands on a great Last Hope. As you can see, I already have it on. I wasted no time. I love this Last Hope. This thing is always in my inventory, and it's really nice to see that now I can use it for those high level activities. Now getting back into the Seasonal Artifact. Next up, we got overload rounds for submachine guns and auto rifles. Now we've had this before back in, what was it, Season of the Undying? I believe we had this as well. So this is just going to give you the ability to disrupt overload champions. So that's nice that that's back. Next up, we have unstoppable hand cannons. We had this as well back in Season of the Undying. So it is nice that they're bringing back all the really good mods that we had. So yeah, this is going to just let you stagger unstoppable champions with that hand cannon. Next up, we got overload rounds for sidearms and hand cannons. Landing consecutive hits on enemies, targets, causes disruption, delaying ability energy regeneration, and lowering combatant damage output, strong against overload champions. We all know what overload rounds are, but this time we can put it on sidearms and hand cannons. Next up, our next column, we have like our reloads, our scavengers, our enhanced, aim mods and all that good stuff. So first up, we have enhanced unflinching auto rifle aim. This is just going to greatly reduce flinching from incoming fire while aiming auto rifles. Now this column, a lot of people are like, well, we already have these mods, but the thing about whenever you get them out of the Seasonal Artifact is the fact that they cost little to no energy. Like this enhanced mod cost 1 energy to equip. It's great. So that's why you should be using them from the Seasonal Artifact compared to just the normal, enhanced unflinching mods. Next up, we got enhanced scatter projectile targeting. Greatly improved target acquisition, accuracy, and aim down sight speed for auto rifles, machine guns, submachine guns, pulse rifles, sidearms, and fusion rifles. That is great. I love that. 3 energy, get all that good stuff. It's great. Next up, we got enhanced auto rifle loader. Greatly increases reload speed of auto rifles. This is going to cost you 1 energy. 1 energy. That's great. That's a deal. Next up, we got enhanced small arms loader. Now this is a big one. I'm actually really happy about this one. Greatly increases reload speed of hand cannons, sidearms, submachine guns, and bows. I love hand cannons, I love sidearms, and I love submachine guns. So this is a great one. 3 energy, love it. Next up, we have enhanced sword scavenger. As we all know, swords got a massive rework this season. I actually haven't got a chance to use them yet, but I can only assume this mod will come in handy. Swords get larger bonus reserves when you pick up ammo, so that's great. Next up is going to be our column 3. Now, column 3 is always the boring column. It's just a column that you get glimmer, you get gunsmith materials, you get all that, but I am going to quickly go over them. So, flourishing blade. Defeating combatants or opponents with swords has a chance to grant a large amount of glimmer. Mods do not stack. Next up, we have Splintered Gladius. I believe I'm saying that right. Defeating Cabal Centurions grant gunsmith materials. Mods do not stack. Next up is, oh Lord, what are these words? Wow Ye May? I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. Defeating Fallen Captains grants destination materials. Mods do not stack. Next up, we got prized shooting. Defeating combatants or opponents with hand cannons or sidearms grants a small amount of glimmer. Mods do not stack. You know what? None of these mods stack, okay? Defeating combatants or opponents with auto rifles or submachine guns grants a small amount of glimmer. Mods do not stack. Next up, in column 4, we got Disrupting Blade. Landing consecutive hits on enemy targets causes disruption, delaying ability energy regeneration, and lowering combatant damage output. Strong against overload champions. So pretty much you got a sword, there's an overload champion, you start smacking them in the face with a sword, and next thing you know, they're disrupted. So that's nice. Next up, we got Surge Detonators. Arc grenades cause disruption, delaying ability regeneration, and lowering combatant damage output, strong against Overload champions. So say, you don't have a disruption mod on a weapon, or you don't have, the sword one I just mentioned, disrupting blade. You throw an arc grenade at them and now they're disrupted. So that's good. Next up, we have Hammer of the Warmind. Defeating a combatant with a 7th Seraph weapon has a chance to drop a Warmind cell. Multiple copies of this mod do not stack. And then it reads below that, the detonations from Warmind cells you destroy cause disruption, delaying ability energy regeneration and lowering combatant damage output, and they stagger unshielded combatants. So this is like a 2-in-1. Pretty much you defeat a certain enemy with a 7th Seraph weapon, and then it has a chance to drop a Warmind cell from the, defeated enemy. And then after that, if you then destroy the Warmind cell that the enemy had a chance to drop, well, now it's going to cause disruption and also stagger opponents. So that's like a good 2-in-1, but that's going to cost you a whopping 4 energy. So yeah, it sounds nice, but we're going to have to see once we actually get our hands on it. Next up, we have Inferno Whip. Solar melee ability, stagger unshielded combatants. Super simple and self-explanatory. Next up, we have Flare Up. Immediately regain your melee charge when you or an ally stagger an unstoppable champion. So pretty much, you or your ally stagger an unstoppable champion and you instantly get your melee back. Now for the final column, we have Passive Guard. Receive less damage from combatants that are close to you while you are wielding a sword. So pretty much you got that sword out, you're going close range because that's really the only way to use a sword, and you're just going to be taking less damage. Next up, we have Soul of the Praxic Fire. Activating Solar class ability grants an overshield and increases the cooldown of your class ability. Think of like Arc Battery or Void Battery. This is pretty much what that's like, except it feels like it's been nerfed a little bit. Instead of you being, much harder to kill, it just grants you an overshield, but more than likely it's the same thing. I actually haven't got the chance to test it out. Next up, we got Tyrant's Surge. Defeating a combatant with a 7th Seraph weapon has a chance to drop a Warmind cell. And then right after that, it says dealing damage with arc, melee, super, and grenade abilities spawns a Warmind cell. Next up, we have Thunder Coil. Oh my god, Thunder Coil is back. So yeah, all you Titan bottom tree striker classes, dude, just start punching away, I guess. We all know what this one does. Grants bonus damage for all arc melee abilities and refunds super energy on finisher final blows. I remember, I kid you not, playing some survival back whenever Thundercoil was in the game back in Season of the Undying, and just punching my way through like 2 or 3 rounds, didn't even get an actual gun kill, just punched them all to death, because once you get one kill, Thundercoil and Frontal Assault activate, they go really good together and you start punching away through everything. So Thundercoil is back, so I guess we can be happy about that. Next up is Lightning Strikes Twice. After throwing an arc grenade, gain increased grenade recharge for a short time. Arc final blows extend the duration of this benefit. So after you throw an arc grenade, you gain an increase to grenade recharge. So that's really nice. So those are all of the seasonal artifact mods in the new seasonal artifact. Now, which ones do I think are going to become quote unquote meta, like the ones you are going to want to unlock 100%? Of course, anti-barrier SMG I think is going to be a must. And then anti-barrier sidearm I think is also going to be a must, especially if you had been grinding for a God Roll Breachlight or the God Roll Last Hope. I think these two are going to be really good. And then overload rounds for the auto rifles and submachine guns, and then the overload rounds for sidearms and hand cannons. This is just going to be completely dependent. I see myself, leaning more toward the auto rifles and subs for overload rounds, as, hand cannons, you have to hit the enemy multiple times. And with an auto rifle and a sub, you can just dish out those bullets, where with hand cannons and sidearms, I feel like it's going to take, a little bit longer to actually end up disrupting an overload champion. But it's all up to you. Unstoppable hand cannon, that's your only unstoppable mod on a weapon that you can use, so I think that's going to be a must. Now, column 2, for all you PvP players, I think this is where you all are going to really want to see which ones you're going to want to go for, because, unflinching auto rifle aim is going to be really good, especially if you're going to main an auto rifle. And then the same thing with the enhanced scatter projectile targeting. You get that better target acquisition, better accuracy, and better aim down sight speed for autos, machine guns, submachine guns, pulse rifles, sidearms, and fusions. So me personally, I've been using Sacred Providence a ton. Like, I mean a ton. Like, I love that gun, and I think that's going to be my main PvP weapon this season. And the fact that we get, you know, better target acquisition, aim down sight speed, and accuracy for pulse rifles is great. And then enhanced auto rifle loader, you know, that's only going to cost you 1 energy. And you're reloading at like lightning fast speeds with autos. So if you're maining an auto, I think these two are going to be an absolute must for you, along with this one as well, because this one also affects auto rifles, the enhanced scatter projectile targeting. And then we got enhanced small arm loader. This one I went ahead and just picked up because I know I'm going to be using hand cannons, I know I'm going to be using sidearms, and I know I'm going to be using submachine guns. I don't know about bows, but you know, this is great. Then we got the enhanced sword scavenger. I don't know how swords are going to be yet. I actually haven't tested them out. If you have used a sword, let me know in the comment section which sword you're actually using, as I'm curious. So this one's only going to cost you 1 energy, and it can go on any affinity of boots, so that's good. Then the middle column, it doesn't really matter. I'm not even going to go over it. And then the final 2 columns, well, we're just going to have to wait and see. Like, I can see all these mods being really, really good. Thundercoil, we already know, is great. I can see Soul of the Praxic Fire being really good for like solar class abilities and the Crucible, keeping you alive during those, you know, intense fights. But then I can also see stuff like surge detonators. You know, if you don't want to run a disruption mod on your gun, then you can just throw an arc grenade. If you don't want to run, you know, a staggering mod on your gun, then you can just run a solar melee. I think all these are going to be, you know, really just like, we're gonna have to wait and see. So yeah, if you have used any of these final 2 column mods, let me know. I'm actually curious, which ones are you going to be unlocking? And that's pretty much just gonna wrap up the video. I need to know, which ones are you all gonna be using? Which mods are you all gonna be picking? Which ones do you all think are gonna be great? Have you already found a build with it? Let me know, I'm curious. So yeah, with all that being said, hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, then be sure to drop a like, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.